The funniest story I'll tell you, that the last time I saw him was right down the block, Jimmy Weston. Involved John Gotti. He's at Radio City Music Hall. He's calling the Waldorf, John is, or some of his people. He wanted 10 tickets from Sinatra. John can get any tickets he wants in New York. He didn't need Sinatra, he just busted them. Nobody's calling him. We're in Jimmy Weston's. I really didn't want to go. Because, I mean, I like those guys, but I'm not that guy that goes, has dinner with them. There's certain people I'll go with. John was out of control already. He didn't like me. So I said, Joe, why I don't want to go. Joe was trying to make amends all the time with me and him. I didn't want to be bothered with him. So now, we're sitting at the front. There was a little cove with the old Jimmy Weston. You go down the steps, there's a little sofa. So we're sitting there. John liked to sit there, so you can look at the bar and the broads and all that. This dumb, stupid waiter comes from behind. John, you're not going to believe who's in the back. Frank Sinatra and Don Rickles with their wives. And I could see John's whole demeanor change. And he's whispering to Joe Watts in his ear. Next thing you know, the waiter comes with 2 bottles of Cristal from Sinatra to John, which is the biggest insult in the world. And that's all John drank, you know, when he was out.
Why is it the biggest insult?
Because you won't answer my calls, now you want to buy me booze? I don't need your booze. So he says to Joe, take those 2 bottles and go shove them up his ass. Now, you could tell Joe's very loyal. So Joe picked the bottles, dried them off, and walked back there. And I slide down to my seat. I said, oh no, man. So now picture this table. Sinatra, Barbara Marx, Don Rickles, and his wife. So as we hear the story later, Joe goes back to it, the 2 bottles, puts them on the table. He says, what's that about? He says, get up.
Come on.
I swear my kids. So Sinatra, and he looks at Jilly. Joe, without looking at Jilly, like where you're sitting, with the bottle, cracks him, guy's down, full bottle of Cristal. And Joe is 200-something pounds. Done. Don Rickles pisses and shits his pants. Like you, everybody, you're gonna be serious. Even Joe, it's like the odor, the stench was ridiculous. So he goes back and people are running out because first of all, they see what's going on. Everybody's running out. So John's sitting there like Joe's doing that. And then you smell all of that. You couldn't do it. Everybody ran. I mean, Don Rickles, wow. You hear about that, but he literally did it right then and there. I mean, Joe's a scary guy. Did you ever see Joe?
No.
Look him up.
No.
Joe and I were together since we were 14.
Was he just as tough at 14 as he, later on?
He got worse. I feel bad because he always saw me, and I know him, and he said, I want to get into what you're doing. I said, I'm not doing anything, believe me. He's, well, and then Matty the Horse owned all the nightclubs up here, the Peppermint Lounge and all that, and he knew he was being robbed. So in the conversation, there was a conversation, because envelopes had to go out to people. You didn't have those clubs. Mm-hmm. And they say, we're a little light here. Well, I don't know what's going on. So he wanted a non-Italian, because they figured if you knew Italians, they're gonna know who the guy is. So Joe Watts was fresh, Joe the German, but big. So he put him on the door. And in a week, 2 weekends, 3 weekends, Joe knew everybody that was robbing him. So Matty, you know Matty the Horse, don't you? No. Matty the Horse is Matty Agnelli. He owned Umberto's, where Joe Gallo got killed on his 40th birthday. That's Matty. Matty the Horse. Major guy, though.
Okay.
Owned a lot of clubs and very mobbed up. He said, you sure about this? He said, I'm so sure. I want you to call your doorman staff to a meeting in Umberto's. So he figured, this guy got him, he's gonna tell us. So he gets there, he says, gentlemen, we're all having problems with money missing, and I don't want to point a finger at anybody. You know Joe the German, and they're all looking like, what's he doing here? He says, Joe gave me an accounting, and he says he has the answers. And now they're all wiggling. And it was his nephew who led this group of skimming the money from his own uncle. Matty says to Joe, do you see the guy here? He's, yeah, it's him right there. It was his nephew. And then he made the mistake of calling Joe a liar. What'd you just say? You're a liar. You're dead. Matty, can I kill him? Because Joe will kill you right there. He's done it. You don't play with Joe. You can never call me. I'm an honorable guy. And this kid, he was waiting for his uncle and said, you can't kill him. His uncle said, you're going to learn the hard way. They didn't kill him, though, but he was banned from the family forever.
Wow.
So that's when it was...
What year is it? 70s, 80s?
Oh, my God, yeah.
70s, 80s.
Yeah.